So, after beating Rangers in the quarter-finals of the Europa League, our quest for the trophy continues, and we have drawn Roma in the semi-finals. The other tie is Frankfurt against Lyon. In store for today's episode, we have got away games galore. First up, a trip to Leicester, and then we have Bournemouth away, before we then travel to Italy to face Roma in the first leg, and then it's an away trip to Brentford. We might even try and get the second leg against Roma in today's episode, but we shall see. Welcome back everyone to our My Player Career Mode. Thank you all for your support. I appreciate you all, and thank you as well for taking the time to watch this video. 500 likes will be our target. I hope I find you all doing very well. Without further ado, let's get into this first game against Leicester and hopefully start with a victory. Last game we faced Wolves, we ended up with a 0-0 draw, and we didn't play that well either. At some point as well, in the build-up to the Roma games, I do need a bit of a rest, so I might ask for a substitute in one of the games we've got coming up ahead of that game. For now though, we start here at the King Power Stadium. Mason Mount for Manchester United. Mount's ball forward, we will give chase to. We are approaching 20 minutes on the clock here. United haven't had a shot yet, as we'll go inside to Ahmad. Ahmad for Eriksson. Eriksson towards Gore, who does look to shoot. It's blocked behind for a Manchester United corner. First chance to send something into the box then to cause them problems. Mavidi away. As far as Mount. Mason Mount controls. What can he do from this position though? He'll find Lindelof. Lindelof finds me. As we look to unleash a shot through a number of Leicester bodies. And the goalkeeper gets down well. It is a shot on target. And it wasn't a bad effort by any means. And that's the closest we've come to a goal in the opening 20 minutes. Fernandez to Gore. Gore now then, playing Mason Mount. Mason Mount on the right-hand side for Manchester United. We'll cut back here and give him an option. It's Gore. It's nice. Daniel Gore with the ball through. Can we get it back towards him? We do! And his shot was straight at the goalkeeper. That's better by Manchester United. Patson Daka. Martinez blocks with an arm. I believe that will be a free kick Leicester. It is a free kick Leicester. 23 minutes remain. Who, if anyone, will find the breakthrough in this game? Free kick goes in. Away by Kobbie Mainoo. Mount sends it towards my feet. We'll play one more to Bruno Fernandes. You can see I'm not great in the way of stamina. Having to bide my time and pick the right runs as and when United build an attack. But there is an option for me to come off, I suppose, as well as a substitute if I need to in this game. It's Amad Diallo. It is now Mason Mount. Mount inside towards myself. Run through the middle, attempted to be made by Gore. He went for the header. He possibly could. Oh my goodness, a penalty's been given. I was going to say he possibly could have controlled it and tried to shoot there. Is it a penalty or is it a free kick? Well, actually, it is an abysmal challenge. That's a terrible, terrible challenge. And Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United skipper, has a chance from the spot to give them the lead. Here he goes then. Fernandes, as cool as you'd like, chips it down the middle. Leicester City 0, Manchester United 1. And the inquest will be had from Leicester as to whether or not it was a penalty. I mean, the challenge wasn't great when we saw the replay. Daniel Gore does get his head to the ball. I thought he should have controlled it before trying to shoot. The spot kick was given. And you take your hat off to Bruno Fernandes, who so calmly chipped it down the middle. And with 18 minutes to go, Manchester United have the lead here. Fernandes, nicely done. Mason Mount's one more to my right. And here he is then, Mount. Will continue the run forward here if he wants to use me. Mason Mount still has it. And now he does use me. As we turn back, play it to the edge of the penalty area for Kobbie Mainoo to strike. Iverson's there. It's a Man United corner. Ball over the top. Patson Daka's in. Where on earth is United's defence just gone? And to the rescue is you-know-who. What a stop. But where did the United defenders go? How did Patson Daka have all that time to himself? Lapse in concentration nearly cost him Manchester United. It's skip, it's deflected, and Fernandes has it. Gore to Mainoo. Mainoo back to Gore. 3 additional minutes. United looking to hold onto the ball now then and see this one out, because after the scare we just had moments ago, but actually Rashford has got me in behind and I'm offside, so that ends that attack. Leicester City free kick, 40 seconds to play. United avoid the potential scare with a brilliant save from Onana. And there is full time. Bruno Fernandes with the cool, calm spot kick has given us 3 points. So this is the game that I think the rest will be required. You can see I'm not fully fit. I think I'll play about 60 minutes of this game against Bournemouth and hope that we've impacted the game enough then to be able to come off. Bournemouth in their red and black kit, United in their white. As we are off and running here at the Vitality Stadium. Philip Billing on the ball for them. Finds Sinistera into the feet of Evanilson. An early chance for Evanilson and an early save made by United's number 1. Well, Lenny Yoro has just been spun. And Semenyo's effort is denied by Onana. That is absolutely atrocious. That was way too easy. Evanilson spanned Lenny Yoro with ease. And then it was like, have the freedom of the goal. I've praised him so much this season. But truthfully, Andre Onana, well done, sir. Agate slides that ball my way. And out here towards Rashford. It's Marcus Rashford for Manchester United. Rashford's done well. Will we see the offside flag go up, though, is the question. The answer is no. Nobody really in a box to aim at, though, in a United shirt, apart from Mason Mount. So he went to the edge of the penalty area, tried to work the chance that way. And in the end, it was a soft effort from Manuel Agate. That's a great turn by Evanilson, but his pass is poor in the end. Semenyo, ball through, Boateng's in. And he will finish. United will be not rescued by an offside flag. They had some warning signs at the early stages of the first half, which they have not heeded. If you're wondering why Evanilson has been replaced, he did pick up an injury at the end of the first half, and Boateng was his replacement as the second half got underway. And what an introduction for him then. He's put Bournemouth 1-0 in front. Fernandes, Agate was the intended target, but it was lost by United, who have to then scramble back to try and win back possession. It's Semenyo. Rashford doesn't do enough to stop the ball from progressing. It's Philip Billing through towards Boateng again for number 2. And he would have got it if it wasn't for Onana and Mason Mount finding Ahmad. Cook. Now Boateng. Boateng. Semenyo. Not far. And that will be the end of our game, unfortunately, my friends. Rasmus is on. Can he be the one to try and pull United back in this? This is Mount. Now to Ahmad. Ahmad back the way of Mason Mount. Looking for the run of Højlund. Rasmus is in. Goes back for Mount. Mount towards Garnacho. Blocked by Hill. Corner ball United. Not a bad little move. But we still need more. It's Fernandes to deliver this corner. In towards Lisandro Martinez. Yoro sends it back in. It's Tavernier away, only as far as Mainu. Mainu showed too much of it, though, to Sinistera. And Lewis Cook under pressure has done very, very well. Hill, in fact, has now found Kirkes and Sinistera. And look at the numbers that Bournemouth have got forwards. United scrambling back. And if Sinistera had been better with the ball, it may have been a 3v2 in favour of Bournemouth. I think a free kick's been given for very little there. But actually, in the context of that, United will be happy, considering it could have been so much worse when you looked at the situation Bournemouth actually had there, as the ball does end up in a shot, but it's rather weak and tame. Just 2 additional minutes. United have to find the chance now, otherwise it will be a Bournemouth victory. And we'll go into the game against Roma in that first leg with no real sort of momentum or any confidence, and that does not help the cause, Ahmad. Absolutely miscues his cross into the crowd, and Bournemouth will celebrate a victory. United simply have to improve into Roma, otherwise it could well be a footballing lesson about to be handed to them. And for United, it's the consistency that's the problem. On any given day they can beat anyone, but they're not consistent in how they perform. Like, you look at Wolves, who are down in 16th, and you think to yourself, that should have been a victory. Yes, they beat Leicester by 1-0. Wolves was the 0-0, and then a 1-0 defeat to Bournemouth. All winnable games that now, I mean, we're just 2 points behind Newcastle, who do have a game in hand. But we have to wait and see what happens. We don't need to worry about that just yet, though, because it is now time for AS Roma in that first leg. We have been rested Ahead of this one, we got the substitute at about 60 minutes in the previous fixture so that we were ready for this game. And let's see what it brings. We are away first. Eriksen and Fernandes start in midfield. Rashford and Ahmad out wide. Gore and Mount in the centre attacking midfield spots with myself up front. Here we go. Daniel Gore with the first ball forwards for Manchester United. Little ball roll to get me into some space here as I'm looking for the pass back towards Gore maybe. It's cut out by Cristante and now Fernandes has it. Eriksen. Fernandes through. It's held up well and we've prodded the ball forwards. And inside 8 minutes, this is the United I talk about when they turn upon their day. It's Bruno Fernandes with the ball. It's myself with the finish. And it is Manchester United who lead. I apologise for the little bit of stuttering there. I don't know what it was. It was, in fact, on my game. Not to do with the video or anything like that. It was the actual game that did stutter, so I don't know what that was. But my goodness me, Manchester United, who have looked so weak, so tame in front of goal in the previous few Premier League fixtures, have come here and inside 8 minutes lead the game 1-0. That ball through for Dovbyk to chase. And he will powerhouse his way through, Dovbyk. Dovbyk with the strike. Roma are going to have to do something very good to beat Andre Onana. We know what he's capable of. He does so well for us in the game. Maybe not so much in real life, but certainly in our universe, he is our main man in many ways. As we have a chance here to try and look for a chance on the counter for United. It's Gore. Gore could slide it through. It wasn't the best pass in the world. Can we go one more towards Mason Mount for him to make it 2-0? Manchester United are in dreamland in Italy. And Roma are sinking quick. 20 minutes gone. It's 2-0 Manchester United. A swift, precise counter-attack. And it came just after they had a chance, which was saved up the other end. Mason Mount makes it 2. And it's at this point where you then start to forget about those Premier League appearances and matches, because this is the point where you start dreaming of the Europa League trophy. He's there again, look. He's there again. And actually, I think, yes, we've been a revelation as an introduction to this Manchester United senior side from the academy. But if anybody's name has to be in there for player of the season, you seriously have to be considering Andre Onana. And many of you will be sat there saying, I can't believe he's just uttered those words. But he has been remarkable this season. United again, it's Gore. He's got me through for number 3. This is incredible. This is sensational. This is football. And it's United who are cruising to victory. I genuinely cannot believe what we are witnessing here. The finish, it's a finesse shot, but it is not in the corner. And you question whether or not the goalkeeper could have done better, albeit we were literally 1v1. That ball through again, looking to get me in behind. Little ball roll. Might have to go right-footed strike, which we have done. It's always going wide, though. Wasn't on target that time. But it's Roma who cannot live with us at the moment. 2 goals, 1 assist in this semi-final first leg. And if there's one thing for sure, come the end of the season when we allocate those skill points, our overall is going to skyrocket. Only 70 overall at the moment. I think we need to be much higher than that with the performances we're putting in at the minute. That's nice. Can Onana get there? Yes, he can. Roma looked like they'd created, but Andre Onana had other ideas. Salemieka's back towards Manu Kone. Roma restricted to only playing in their sort of half and just inside the Man United half. Restricted at the moment from finding a chance to get really in behind this United defence and midfield, who are very much set now at 3-0 up to defend this lead they have worked to create. Hermoso for Roma to Schüller. But the problem is, as you can see, there's no pass forwards that say pass to get them in behind. It's Dovbyk now. This is better though. Baldanzi back through for Dovbyk, but then out so quickly is Onana to meet him and claim the ball for United. Exactly what you need your goalkeeper to do in that moment. Eriksen And now the chance to go forward themselves. United finds the chance through Gore to set me in for a hat-trick maybe in the Europa League. Manchester United 4, Roma 0. And it's a hat-trick in the semi-finals of the first leg of the Europa League. You talk about performances on the big stage. Look no further, because this one has been extraordinary. A hat-trick and an assist. I couldn't have made more of a mark. Cristante for Roma. Final couple of minutes. It's Dovbyk with the efforts. Met once more by the wall that is Andre Onana. Nothing gets past him. And Manchester United, yes, they've been good in front of goal. Yes, they've got 4. But without their goalkeeper too, Roma would have had a couple tonight. It's Dovbyk again. His ball slid across towards Schüller. And again, denied. De Ligt to take it back for United. Ref, whenever you want to blow the whistle, that's full time from Italy. It's finished. Roma 0, Manchester United 4. And it's a giant step into the Europa League final for us. Where did that performance come from? And to finish today's episode, we have an away trip to Brentford, where, let's face it, most of our attention now is on the Europa League. Lindelof to Ahmad. And United's quest for Europe seems to rely on the Europa League. We could, I believe, still finish 7th in the Prem, but that requires us winning our games and results elsewhere going in our favour. So, like I say, these games don't really matter too much, but I suppose you could call them vital Premier League minutes and experience for us, as it is just our first season, remember. Here is a lovely interchange with Daniel Gore, and it'll be another goal finished off wonderfully into the bottom left corner for Manchester United and myself. Stumble my words there. Regardless, it's United who have the lead, and Brentford at home see themselves a goal to nil down after only a few minutes. And the way they started, if that's the way they're going to defend, we might have chance for even more goals in this one. Here is Igor Thiago looking for a response for the home side. It's a nice ball into Damsgaard, who's got space here. And too much space if you're Manchester United, because, as quick as a flash, Brentford are level. Mikel Damsgaard found by Thiago, and he finds the finish past Andre Onana. Question is, though, much like the poor defence of Brentford, where were the United defenders? Here is the ball out for Rashford. Marcus Rashford sliding it through once more. We are onside, I believe, as well. And the angle's going to be tight, but we'll try it anyway. And an injury sign has just popped up here, which is not a good sign. Please do not tell me I'll be out for the Europa League final. That cannot happen, surely. The good news is that the injury sign seems to have gone, and we remain on the pitch. So I can only assume that whatever it was, we've been able to run it off for the moment. As Mason Mount sliding it through. Nicely done. Chance here to make it 2. No mistake made. Brentford are behind again. And this one is the pick of the finishes. That's top class into the top corner. Flecken looks disappointed, but when we got through there, I mean, it's still a difficult finish. And I don't actually think he can be disappointed, because it struck so sweetly into the top corner. It's as if we've been doing that all season. I mean, our goal scoring record is very good. I'll show you at the end of today's episode. Actually, we've just short, I believe, of a goal a game in the Europa League. But with these two now in the Prem, I believe that takes us to 10 for the season. Double figures. It does indeed. 10 in 17. Still got time in the game as well for United to look for a third, as we are holding up the play here. Now playing it towards Mainu, who can look forwards. That's a lovely little touch, but he's shown too much of it, or I thought he did, to the Brentford defender. But he's done really well as we slide that ball through to Daniel Gore. And now he finds a phenomenal finish. Again, United in front of goal. Looks so composed and clinical today. The chances you've seen, the way we've taken the goals as well. Sublime. And even when we put Daniel Gore in this position from this angle, there's still so much to do, but he does it wonderfully. Flecken again, given no chance. The ball sails past him. And it's United who are heading to 3 points. And as we are substituted with about 4 minutes to play, that's the end of our game. 2 goals, 1 assist. We can be happy with our contribution. And as we see the final few minutes of the clock tick down, 3 additional minutes here. Brentford will be wishing for the full-time whistle. United will pick up the victory. And after the first 15 minutes, I wasn't sure. What a touch by Bruno, and it really deserved to be 4. A delightful touch from the Manchester United skipper, but his volley sails wide in the end. And that would have summed up a brilliant day. I mean, it still is a brilliant day for us, as Harry Maguire seems to have been adjudged that he handled the ball there. Here's Thiago, through for Lewis Potter. It will be a second for Brentford, but it'll be nothing more than a consolation at the end of the game to add to their already 1 goal. I'm not sure why they're celebrating it the way they are. There is not enough time for them to get another, surely. We're over the additional minutes, actually, at this point in time. It's nicely worked, and Keane Lewis Potter cannot miss. But as soon as we kick back off, that'll be the end, surely. As Højlund does. And there you go, full-time 3-2, the score. And the good news is that we are not injured. So we are still fit for the second leg against Roma, which, as we stand 4-0 in front after the first leg, you'd expect us to get through to the final now. Let's have a quick look and show you, though, how our stats are looking for this season. Because, as I say, we have hit just under a goal a game for the Europa League. 9 in 10 with 2 assists. And then in the Prem, 10 in 17 with 3 assists as well. We are looking like we will be given the #1 starting striker role here at United for next season. I mean, Rasmus, 7 in 24, 5 in 10 in the Europa League. Not quite as good as we've managed. I don't think we'll get the number 9 shirt. But it'll be interesting to see what number we are given entering next season. Marcus Rashford, of course, number 10. Who's number 11? Is it Xerxes? It is Xerxes. So, we'll see. Number 7 is Mount, right? Yeah, Mount. So, who knows what shirt number we'll get. But, as I said earlier on, we will be allocating skill points. We deserve a higher overall given the performances we put in. And next episode, it looks like we will have the rest of the Premier League season to finish, along with that second leg against Roma. And should we reach the Europa League final, which we should, that will be its own episode. For now, though, my friends, a massive thank you for watching this one. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. Let's take a look quickly at the Premier League table before we go and see exactly what we've got left to play for. So up into 8th, we have joined Newcastle on 52 points. They do have a game in hand, though. So we could finish 7th, and mathematically, we can still finish 6th as well. Although, that's not easy. 5 points behind them. We'd rely Spurs to drop points. We've got Chelsea, we've got Villa, and we've got West Ham as our final 3 games. Until next time, stay safe, everyone. Look after each other, and I'll see you all back here for the next episode very, very soon. Until then, adios!